What's up, Cougar fans, and welcome back to Women's Basketball Weekly. I'm Parker Kelly, and I'm joined by head coach of the Cougars, Coach Lauren Martin. Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing great, thank you. So last week, the Cougars suffered their second conference loss of the season to Lakeland University by a score of 59-54. KB didn't play in the game, and you didn't necessarily get the results you were hoping for. But you had three other Cougars that stepped up in her place. Alexis Desjardins led the team in scoring with 20 points. Allie McGregor had her second double-double of the season with 10 points and 12 rebounds. Michaela Ellis also had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. How important is it that your veteran players step up as conference play starts to heat up?
Super important. The stat line that Michaela had both on Saturday and on Wednesday is something that, if that can be consistent, will help us through this stretch of the season. And then other people stepping up like Alexis, people off the bench. Malia's been getting hot. It just takes a full team every day. And in a game like that on the road, 2.5 hours up in Sheboygan, there's not much room for error, especially when you're missing your leading scorer. But the way our girls played and fought and laid it all out there, there's no reservations there. I thought they played a pretty solid game.
Well, the Cougars rebounded nicely on Saturday with the win over Marion, 68-61. KB did return to the floor for the Cougars. She had 38. That's the second time she's had 38 this season, ties her season and career high. How important was it for the Cougars to get her back on the floor?
It's super important, and she just provides that bit of offense. And it's good to know when she's not there, we still find ways to score, but when she is there, she can heat up and drop points like that throughout the game. So it really gets everybody else's engine going, and we just expect our veterans like Jay and Michaela and Alexis, and I guess Allie now is a veteran, to keep playing consistent, and they'll keep getting it done, and KB producing that kind of scoring helps as well too. So it's good to know that you have several people that can always bring that output.
Well, the Cougars have a tough week this week as you travel to Aurora University tomorrow, and then as you host WLC on Saturday. Both of these teams are top 5 in the NAC. How are the Cougars preparing in practice this week for those opponents?
It's exciting. I think as soon as the game ended on Saturday, the focus shifts to Aurora. So we'll combat that first and have a good practice today. I think it'll be a high-paced, fun energy type of game. And then after Wednesday night, we'll really focus on Wisconsin Lutheran and finally be back home after being on the road a little bit. So it's a very exciting week for us, and I think our team's ready for both games.
Well, things are starting to heat up in the NAC for sure, and that about does it for our time today on Coaches Weekly. I'm Parker Kelly, and I was joined by Coach Martin. Thank you for coming on, Coach Martin. It's always great to sit down and talk with you. Or I guess stand up. Well, I'd like to thank all the viewers who tuned in today. Make sure to check out the Cougars as they travel to Aurora University tomorrow to take on the Spartans at 7 p.m., and then again on Saturday as they host WLC at 4 p.m. Coverage can be found at cucougars.com/coverage. I'm Parker Kelly signing off. We'll see you next week on Women's Basketball Weekly. Go Cougars.